Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. As you see in the previous episode, went ahead and got this sweet 4-inch exhaust put on Burning Green here. And in today's episode, I gotta find the stuff, but we're gonna work on that new diagonal link Panhard bar for the back of this. So let's get to it. Alright, we're going to start off by taking a look at the kit here. Again, this is the heavy-duty kit from Quartermax, so it comes with these beefy billet mounts. The issue is didn't notice, this is for 1/2-inch bolts, not 5/8, which is what our 4-link rod ends are. So the thoughts are, we're going to take this, and again, comes with the tube adapters, the hardware, as shown here, to put the rod ends in the heavy-duty bracket, have a long piece of tube, I believe it was 3 foot. But what we're going to do is, these actually have a little pilot on them, and they're supposed to line up in your 4-link brackets, like so, by placing that in there, and then matching up the other hole there. Issue being, obviously these are 5/8 holes. I think what we're going to do in the back here, just because I've got a lot of cutouts in this plate, is place this pilot in this hole, and then we'll just drill a new upper hole through this bracket here. I think that'll take care of that. And then up front here, we'll just drill 2 new holes, one for the pilot, instead of cutting that off of there. I mean, I really don't think this bracket would twist, but it's just another probably 1/2-inch hole there. So drill 2 holes up here somewhere, have a little spacer put inside here just so we don't collapse the 2 brackets, and should take care of that. And then after I get this all drilled, we'll get a measurement, get them bolted up there, then we can cut this tube. Obviously get our rod ends welded in there. We should be good to go. Well, been working on the exhaust here, so I'll give you a shot of that. You've seen some on the GoPro, but I finished up the rest of that today. Nothing spectacular anyway, so stainless to aluminized pipe. Geez, look at this. I don't know. I absolutely hate welding butt welds like that. I mean, I could grind all this down to try and make it look better, but it's not going to change anything. And then this is that passenger tube where we dented that in to make clearance for that transmission cross member. And then I'll go ahead and lift the truck up here and I'll show you the diagonal link that I went ahead and actually finished up today. Before we lift it up though, my dad was over here and we went ahead and got this back window put in. Wasn't too bad. I screwed up the first time. I wasn't holding the rope on this end, was pulling it pretty hard over there, and I thought I actually broke the cord. It didn't. It actually just pulled it back out. So we had to do that a second time, but we got that one in. And also, over here on the table, we went ahead and got the gasket put on. I ended up leaving for a little bit, but we went ahead and got the gasket put on, so hopefully it can kind of take shape to the windshield. We'll need to get a cord up in here, work that all around there. Got a bottle of very soapy spray bottle water, and I think when Jason's here, maybe tomorrow, we'll try and put that front windshield in. Because the back one, I don't want to say it wasn't easy. I mean, it wasn't bad. Definitely hurts trying to pull that rope out of there. But it'd definitely be a lot nicer with 2 people trying to, you know, pull the windshield down in and get the gasket worked in the bottom. I think you work from the bottom. Seems like the easiest anyways. That way the weight naturally will help settle it in. So maybe tomorrow we'll do that. I did also get the headers welded up down here for the collector. So that is all done. We just need to work on that transmission cross member, but we'll lift it up now and show you the Panhard bar. All right, so coming under the truck here. Don't have the bolts tight through here. Obviously this needs to be painted. But you can take a look here. Got the hole drilled through and also the pilot hole. Kind of hard to see there, but that pilot hole I showed you on that end link as well. And in the back here, yes, it is close to the drive shaft. I mean, there's still a gap here. I mean, I can almost put my finger under there. And I'm not too worried about that because this is full droop on this rear end. So once that gets pushed up, I think we figured it goes up a good couple inches, and I already put the transmission jack under the rear end, and there is absolutely no issues. And that should be it under here. Like I said, the rest of the exhaust is welded up, so once I get a couple pieces figured out for cutting this, I think that's what I'm going to do, just because I know, I can't remember who commented, but, you know, talked about turning one of these one direction and one the other, but I'm too close up here at the top, if the camera would focus, to turn one another direction. Now, I could probably cut off the ear back here. 2 volts is probably enough, but you know what? I think I'll just section it here, get some plates made, and also bolted the box down. I need to find the battery tray, get the fuel tank bolted down to the floor up here, get our main line hooked back up, and then we got some other things to work on, and then we need to go check on the motor, guys. So, like I said, I know it was bored. I can show you that, and that's about all I know. So I think we'll do the windshield. I got a couple other things to do, and then we're going to start tearing Death Trap apart here so I can get the lifters in for one, but then also that burst panel. I know I mentioned it the last couple times. We got to get it done. Like I said, I just figured the hoist was available, get the exhaust welded up and everything else. Oh, look, the artist is here. Don't let her eat that. And the dog, one of the pups. All right, well, let's move on to the next item. All right, so an update on the tranny cross member. Got a couple spacers in there. And also on this passenger side, went ahead, it's all welded up, but there's a second plate in there, if you can see, that when you take the 3 bolts out, you'll be able to actually slip the one out against the frame, and then the tranny cross member comes out. So all welded up on this side as well, so that's good to go. Put the exhaust back on the truck, because we're back here, I don't know, I think the majority vote was people wanted a bumper. So, Dad and I kind of, oh, there went the LED light. Dad and I kind of measured up a few things based on these brackets here, held up an exhaust piece on there, and I kind of, you know, just made my own little marks on there. So now we're debating how we're going to cut this, but I think I'm just going to try and take a Sawzall and cut it down, and I don't know, worst case, we got to die grind this to make it look a little better. That's what I'll do, but they're both marked, so let's see what we can do with it. Well, a little bit of grinding, buffing with the old angle grinder there. We got it pretty well ironed out. Now, obviously, I'm sure you can see in the camera, it looks like the bumper's in there, but crooked. Obviously, it's tweaked and bent on this side already, so I don't know how well you can judge by that. This plate looks like it's bowed in the center. I mean, we got to touch up the paint job on both sides around that, so when we put it back on, we'll try to bend it just a little bit, or, you know, drop one side down, make it look a little bit more level. But hey, I'm pretty happy with that. At least we got a bumper to kind of protect the sides a little bit, and that hangs out past the side a little bit. But this is a Brazil bumper, CNA Brazil, I think it said. So I don't know if that's factory or not, but it's on. Well, that's gonna wrap it for this video. Like I said, got the bumper on, exhaust is all bolted back on, we're all good to go there, everything welded up. I need to find the battery tray, bolt fuel tank in, and I know Jason and Scott are working on the new motor for this, so that's getting honed. All the parts are getting cleaned. Jason's actually working on bouncing up that rotating assembly. So hopefully here in the next week, we'll be having that thing on the dyno. All the harness and stuff is here. I got to get that drug over. But in the next video, since I'm pretty much wrapped up with this, I will be tearing the blower and intake off of Death Trap, so stay tuned for that one. And then we'll get those new lifters put in there and work on that burst panel for that intake. So like, comment, share, and subscribe, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I did not post anything about the rod in this video. I will select a winner, though, and I will put it in the comments. So check back on this video, or maybe I'll just put it in the beginning of the next video. but I think Jason had more than one. So as many as we had left saved over, they might not be broken, but we'll sign them, send them out anyway. So stay tuned for that.